This is an old Yamaha something I was given for free. I'm going to slap some Guyker parts on it, see if we can make it into some type of super tele. Now before I get too far into this, I will tell you that this bit here and this bit here were given to me free by Guyker. So they were sent to me. No money's exchanged hands, but I am asked to review these parts. These other bits here I bought with my own money. Let's have a little look at the machine heads they've sent me. I've put a few sets of these on my guitars now and I've been pretty happy with the quality. I got these ones made up because I needed black bass with a gold head on them and they didn't have them, but they put them together for me. So that was pretty cool. The gears in them seem pretty smooth, they turn nicely and they seem to have a pretty good ratio on them. Couldn't tell you exactly what the ratio is because I don't know. But they're going to look pretty cool. Now the locking mechanism on these is also pretty nice. It's got a nice sort of soft feel to it, like a more expensive part. They're not that sort of clunky feel like you would expect a cheaper part to be. Sorry about that background noise, that's my kids upstairs watching Friends. Yep, watching reruns. And actually I think that was their mum singing along, so yeah. Anyway, let's focus. These are the pickups Guyker have sent me. I have no idea what these things are going to sound like, and I haven't even measured them, so I don't know what the output on them is yet. But what have I got to lose? Let's stick them in and see what they sound like, eh? You never know, they might be absolute weapons. Now on peeling off the plastic, I have noticed that there are some really fine scratches on these. It looks almost like a polishing scratch. Doesn't really bother me too much because these will get scuffed up by the pick when you're playing it, but it probably is something worth noting. Let's just see if that's a one-off or if it's on both of them. Yeah, this one's scratched too. That's interesting. Guyker, if you're watching, maybe a little bit more care with cleaner cloths when you polish these. Won't be able to rub this out without any sort of scratch remover, but a scratch remover will probably get them out, but I shouldn't need to do that with brand new pickups. Like I said, not a big problem for me because when you play these you'll scratch them up anyway. But here's hoping that these things will sound like absolute beasts and maybe your ears will just bleed tears of joy and happiness, who knows. So those are the parts that were sent to me free of charge from Guyker. And as normal guys, there are links for these products in the description and I'll pop my promo code down there for you as well. You'll get 10% off, I'll get a tiny little kickback as well. We both win. These bits here that I've got, these are all things that I've bought. Now these first bits here, these are 500k pots. I couldn't find any on their website that had short shafts. I thought I'd bought the short shaft ones, but these ones I got sent, so they'll work, but would have preferred shorter shafts on them. That's not exactly what she said, is it? I bought a 5-way super switch. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it, but we'll figure it out. And these are some knobs I bought. They got a good range of knobs on their website, but these, I wasn't expecting much, but when I got these are actually really heavy and good quality. They look really nice. I guess now it's just a matter of whether the gold starts to peel off in time or not, but we'll find out. You can see the look I'm going for here, right? Black and gold. It's going to go real well with the colour I have planned for this guitar. I've got some black pickup rings. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these or not, but I think I will. I'm not sure I like the look of pickups in a guitar without a ring around them. That's just a personal opinion. Nothing to be too stressed about. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you like it. It's really personal preference on this one. The only other reason you'd use pickup rings on a guitar body like this is a lot of the time to hide a crappy route, or if it's more like a Les Paul. You need those pickups to sit up off the body a bit higher. And here's the bridge that I bought. I was thinking this would be a little bit larger. It feels quite small actually, but yeah, who knows? I guess it doesn't really need to be that big as long as there's saddles on it. As long as everything lines up, I guess. Now this is a through body string up. If I line up those string holes on the bridge, then the saddles look like they're in the correct place. I'll just measure the width of them to make sure that they are the same because I don't want to have too wide or too narrow on that fingerboard, but it looks like these are exactly the same, which is good. So this guitar being built completely with Guyker parts. Like I said, links are in the description. I'll get a little kickback and you can enjoy 10% off when you use my code. Now in the past I have made a mistake by not bolting the neck in when I do these measurements, so I've taken the extra care this time to make sure that neck's bolted in and I'm marking everything out exactly where it needs to be. I do already know that if I line up the string holes with the bridge that it will line up, but I'm just taking an extra step here just to make sure everything's where it needs to be, because I don't want to run into the same issue I did previously. So what's the story with this free guitar? Well, you see, my very good friend Stu, he gifted this to me. It's the second guitar now he's given me for free. What a legend. But anyway, the story has it he bought this because he thought, hey, I'll give it a go. I'll have a go at modding and customizing a guitar. And then I think he realized that refinishing a guitar is just not for him, and lost his patience and lost his shit and said, I've had it, I'm done with it. Phil, you can have this and do what you want with it. So that's where this guitar has come from. It is a Yamaha something, I don't know. It's made in Indonesia. Not really that interested in finding out exactly what it is because I'm going to butcher the hell out of it. Alright, well, now that everything lines up and is where I need it to be, it's time to pull it apart and start modding the body. Now, Stu did start sanding in some body contours and making those belly carves and things like that. So I think I'm going to increase these. Originally on a tele I probably would have bound this or something like that, but because these are here, we'll work with what we've got. So just having a look at the top of this, it is rounded off a bit. So I'm thinking what I might do is give this a good size contour around the edge, maybe about a 10 mil. That might be about right, that should do. This will make it feel a little bit more like a Stratocaster. And that being said, maybe I give it the 60s style carves, you know, so that arm carve and that belly carve. Maybe we'll use a 60s style Strat shape for that. That might be a good way to go about it. So all I'm doing here really is just visualizing what this might look like. There's no real need to draw these lines on if you're going to use a router bit or anything like that. I'm just getting an idea because I'm sort of designing this guitar on the guitar. So it gives me a little bit of a visual of what I'm going to do with it. And at this point, I still don't really know. I'm just sketching some stuff out. So just here I'm going to work with what we've got. So this starts to fall away right about here and then up about here. So I've got a little bit of room to work with. So I might make this angle a little bit more aggressive so that it's more in line with the contour of the guitar and sort of matches up a little bit better. And I'm just going to freehand this in. I'll probably make it a little bit more accurate later on, but I'm just getting an idea of where these lines are going to go and how much material I'm going to need to hog out. Okay, so I freehanded these on and it's just not looking quite right. So I might take the shape of the 60s style Strat and use this to get my lines a bit better. That should work just nicely. I'm just getting an idea of where it is, and then I'll just freehand them on. Okay, so I'm going to hack into this freehand. I don't have all the flash tools needed to do this, so I'm going to work with what I've got. I've got a few good tools for doing tech stuff, but not for building guitars. So bear with me, cringe if you need to. Alright, so time to Makeover the shit out of this and see if I can shape that. I used my jigsaw to shape the heel, and then I used my router with a bull nose on it to get that carve out. It doesn't look pretty at the moment, but it'll get there. Now, why are you using a carving knife to do this, Phil? Why aren't you using the proper tools? Well, I don't know, man. Did you ever have a pocket knife when you were a kid? I can remember sitting on my Nana and Papa's back step and just finding a stick and whittle away at it for hours. And the funniest thing is, you'd use a knife to make a knife out of a stick. Good times. But, you know, you find a little bit of peace in doing this. So, to tell you the truth, right here, I kind of just lost myself and was just hacking away at this with a knife. No other real reason. There's way better tools I could have used for this, but I just was kind of enjoying myself and got lost in the moment, I guess. Let me know in the comments what you would use as hand tools without having a nice workshop, because I don't have a cool workshop. I've just got some tools. So, what would you use? Would you use a knife like this, or would you use that rasp that I got sitting next to me here? I don't know. I got lost, and I was happy, and I was enjoying it. So, it's way more fun than sanding, I can tell you that much. Well, I'm pretty happy with the overall shape of this. It's come along pretty cool. I've got a crap ton of sanding to do. I won't put you through that suffering. And I'm going to have to figure out how to mount this neck. I think I might use those cool screws that everyone seems to find really cool. You know, get rid of the neck plate and use the inset type bolt thing. I don't know what they're called. Seems like everyone on YouTube's using them, so hey, I'll give it a go too. So if you're keen to see how this guitar turns out, hit me a subscribe. Hit the bell, hit a like, all that good stuff. You know what all the YouTubers say. Don't forget all the Guyker parts that I'm using on this guitar are going to be linked in the description. I'm also going to leave a link to the shop and my promo code, so you get 10% off, I get a little kickback. That way we both win.